In business news, Indonesia's trade minister has confirmed the government will impose tariffs as high as 200% on Chinese imports. The move comes amid an ongoing trade war between the US and China, which has led to a surge in Chinese imports to Indonesia, particularly in clothing, steel and textiles. Often rejected by Western markets, these goods are threatening to flood the Indonesian market and, according to the government, harm domestic industries, especially small and medium-sized enterprises. Trade Minister Zulkifli Hasan believes that import duties ranging from 100 to 200% of the goods value could help curb the surge in Chinese imports. Annual two-way trade is valued in excess of $100 billion. China has been Indonesia's biggest trading partner for more than a decade and has ranked among its top 3 sources of foreign direct investment for 8 consecutive years. CNA's Saifulbahri Ismail tells us more about the impact of Chinese imports on Indonesia's domestic industries.
Several industries in Indonesia, such as textile and footwear, have been hit hard by imports coming from countries like China. These imports are much cheaper than locally produced goods, and companies in Indonesia have found it very hard to compete with the products. So these new regulations are expected to protect domestic industries from unfair competition, especially with the influx of goods from countries with significant surpluses. Now, this measure is in response to the increasing number of layoffs and closures in the domestic textile industry. A number of textile companies have closed, and it's reported that some 150,000 workers have been laid off so far. The Indonesian Textile Association has urged the government to protect the industry, and it said that the wave of bankruptcies among small and medium textile industries was caused by the flood of textile imports over the past 2 years. Industry players claim that the domestic market, both offline and online, is being swept away by imported products with what they describe as unreasonable prices. Businesses also suspect that the goods were imported illegally because they were marketed at extremely low prices, even below the price of the raw materials. Now, businesses have urged the government to restrict textile imports unless the raw materials are unavailable in Indonesia, and crack down on illegal imports as they damage the domestic market, causing local products to become increasingly unpopular. Now, Indonesia's plan to impose import tariffs on Chinese products is not expected to affect bilateral relations between the two countries. Jakarta and Beijing have developed good relations over the years, especially during President Joko Widodo's time in office. Indonesia is dependent on Chinese investments. In fact, it was recently reported that amid mass layoffs within the textile sector, a Chinese textile giant would build a factory in Indonesia. This factory is likely to be built in West Java province. It is a high-end garment industry model, which is expected to hire some 30,000 workers.